Before she died, Lucille Ball exposed the 7 actresses she believed were truly evil. Born Lucille Desiree Ball on August 6, 1911. In Jamestown, New York, she grew up under the influence of a strict father and a mother with theatrical ambitions. Despite her parents' separation and the financial struggles that followed, Lucille developed resilience, determination, and an unmistakable sense of humor that shaped her future. Her early career took off in the 1920s and 1930s with small theater roles and modeling work that led her to Hollywood. She signed with RKO Pictures and slowly built a reputation for her charm, comedic timing, and expressive physicality. By the 1940s, she had become a versatile actress capable of both comedy and drama. But it was her fearless approach to humor, her timing, exaggerated expressions, and willingness to embrace absurdity that made her unforgettable. Everything changed in 1951 when she created I Love Lucy with her husband, Desi Arnaz. The show revolutionized television with its live studio audience and multi-camera format. Lucille's portrayal of Lucy Ricardo showcased her genius for physical comedy and her ability to turn ordinary situations into unforgettable moments. Her success turned her into one of the first women in television history to wield massive creative and executive power. In 1952, Lucille and Desi founded Desilu Productions, which produced iconic shows like Star Trek and Mission Impossible. After their divorce in 1960, Lucille became the first woman to run a major television studio, solidifying her place as a groundbreaking force in the industry. She continued entertaining audiences for decades through The Lucy Show, Here's Lucy, TV specials, and numerous guest appearances. She earned multiple Emmys, a Golden Globe, and the Kennedy Center honor. But her greatest legacy was the joy she gave millions and the doors she opened for women in entertainment. Lucille's personal life shifted dramatically in 1940 when she met Desi Arnaz, a charismatic Cuban bandleader on the set of Dance, Girl, Dance. Their chemistry was instant, and despite coming from different cultures, they fell quickly and deeply in love. They married soon after, tying their personal and professional lives together. But the early years of their marriage were difficult, with Lucille traveling constantly for work and Desi facing the pressures of his own rising fame. In 1944, overwhelmed by stress and distance, Lucille filed for divorce. They eventually reconciled, proving that their bond ran deeper than the chaos surrounding them. Their journey to parenthood was painful. Lucille suffered miscarriages in 1942, 1949, and 1950. When their daughter, Lucy Arnaz, was finally born in 1951, it felt like a miracle. Their son, Desi Jr., arrived in 1953, completing their family. But fame, personal differences, and non-stop work eventually tore them apart. They divorced in 1960. Lucille later described their marriage as a nightmare at times, but admitted that Desi was the great love of her life. In 1961, Lucille married comedian Gary Morton, whose steadiness and humor brought stability after years of turmoil. Their marriage lasted the rest of her life, giving her emotional support as she continued shaping the future of television. Before her death, Lucille Ball reportedly revealed a disturbing truth about Hollywood. 7 actresses she believed were actually evil. After decades in the industry, Lucille had learned to see beyond glamour and charm. She had worked with countless stars, and according to people close to her, she confided privately that several well-known actresses hid malicious intentions behind their public personas. She allegedly spoke first about Joan Crawford. Lucille described her as someone who could smile at you while quietly plotting your downfall. She said Crawford had a darkness that was impossible to ignore, a cunning ability to manipulate, criticize, and undermine others without ever revealing her true intentions. Another actress she reportedly mentioned was Bette Davis. Lucille admired her talent, but warned that Davis could be both inspiring and terrifying. She said Davis had the power to charm a room and then tear someone down without hesitation, leaving people unsure whether they were being praised or being used. Lucille also allegedly spoke about Mae West, known for her confidence and wit. Lucille warned that West could turn even innocent interactions into traps, and had a way of manipulating situations for personal gain. The list continued with Talia Bankhead, Carole Lombard, Joan Fontaine, and Ingrid Bergman. According to Lucille, each woman had, at different times, used jealousy, favoritism, secrets, or influence to harm people around them. She described how trust was weaponized, how private conversations became ammunition, and how ambition sometimes led to cruelty behind the scenes. Her words suggested that Hollywood's glamorous smiles often hid deep rivalries and emotional manipulation far beyond normal competition. In stark contrast to her warm public image, these private revelations showed how observant Lucille truly was. She understood that surviving Hollywood required not only talent, but the ability to recognize hidden motives. She had learned who could be trusted and who could not. On April 26, 1989, Lucille Ball suffered intense back pain shortly after undergoing major heart surgery. Within hours, she lost consciousness as doctors struggled to stabilize her. She passed away shortly after. and medical examinations revealed the cause: another sudden aortic rupture, this time in the abdominal area. Doctors confirmed it was unrelated to her previous surgery. The rupture happened so quickly that nothing could have saved her. Her death shocked the world. Fans mourned, not just the loss of a comedic genius, but the passing of a woman whose courage, creativity, and honesty reshaped entertainment forever.